First guest tonight is the brains and sometimes voice behind Maury, the hormone monster, Tito, the anxiety mosquito, and menopause banshee on his big hit animated series Big Mouth. Now his creatures take over the workspace. And in a new one called Human Resources, it premieres March 18th on Netflix. Please welcome Nick Kroll. Handsome you look, Nick.
Thank you. I'm gonna tuck my little jacket in the back so it doesn't ride up.
So you can be presentable.
Exactly.
Thank you. I want to thank you for very graciously filling in for me over the summer and being host of the show. You did a really great job.
Thank you.
Who were your guests that night?
Seth Rogen
Exactly.
was
Seth Rogen.
one of my. That's the guest I remember. Seth was a guest, and he, it was like. Hosting your show, you're guest hosting. It's your show, so I did not have a lot of power on the day.
Oh, you didn't want Seth?
No, I did. No, he was like my fourth choice for the day.
Oh, yeah.
But Jonah was unavailable, so does that add up for you guys? So no, I was very excited to do it. But when you're guest hosting, it's really not your show like it is your show. So Seth was like, I want to tell a story that I will never be able to tell if he was on with you hosting.
Oh.
And it was a story about how his friend accused him of touching his dog's So
why wouldn't he be able to tell me that story?
I don't know. So he told it on the show, and I gotta say, I felt a little like the dog. It really wasn't up to me, you know what I mean? We'll cut that part. So you'll decide what works. But it's I gotta say, it's much harder hosting. It's really hard to do what you do every day.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, yeah, if you're only doing it once, but eventually you're like half asleep during the whole show.
You do it
Who are you
beautifully.
again?
I'm
By the way, speaking of being half asleep, how old's your son now?
I have a 1-year-old son.
1-year-old.
Thank you.
He is
Thank you.
very cute. You've sent me pictures of him.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Did you have a birthday party that he won't remember?
Yeah. We threw him an intimate little get-together. And
that's what he wanted? He didn't want anything big?
He wanted something small, he's very understated. He's not showy. And so we had a little party for him, and it was fun. It was my wife's parents were there, and my parents were there. It was really sweet.
Did he attack the cake, as 1-year-olds will do?
It is amazing when you see a child eat, like, cake for the first time, or sugar, where they take a bite, and then they go, like,
Oh, you hadn't given him any sugar?
No, we hadn't given him any sugar, and then we gave him like a vegan cupcake. Like, we were like holding off on the real sugar stuff.
Right.
So he ate it, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's all right."
Yeah.
He just was like, "I'm gonna be honest, Dad, not my thing."
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't give him any real vegan cupcakes.
We gave him a bump of Coke after that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And?
Oh, then he was like, whoa.
You brought a photo. Oh my gosh!
I brought a photo of him here.
Yeah, look
at
adorable.
him. Isn't
he
cute?
Looks a lot like you.
He's a little. He does. People say he looks a lot like me.
Yeah. I mean, no offense to his mom, but yeah, he really does. There is a resemblance.
And what's in evidence here is you got that. That's a gift from you and Molly. That's
right.
A rhino.
Yeah, no, not a rhino.
It's a hippo.
Yeah.
It's a hippo. There's no horn in the middle of it, and. But this is a little hippo towel that you got for me.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet that you guys got me a gift for my son's birth.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's it. Oh.
Yeah. And you also sent your book.
Right. I sent a children's book.
A Serious Goose.
Right, which you can read to him at some point.
Oh, it's to read to him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it. I thought it was for me.
You could, I think for you too, it could
My
be
wife
good.
reads it to me every night before I go to...
Oh, I'm glad to be a part of your routine.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask you about something, and I was able to ask Ike Barinholtz a little bit about this, but it was just as he was leaving. I missed doing it on the show. You guys are working with Mel Brooks right now.
Yes.
And you're writing History of the World Part 2.
Yes.
Which is, this time is going to be a series, a television series.
It is a television series. We're doing it for Hulu. And it is, Mel Brooks, for me, is my...
He's the greatest.
He's truly the greatest.
And still.
Nobody... I mean this genuinely. Nobody is more important to me doing comedy than Mel Brooks. The producers, Young Frankenstein, History of the World Part 1, High Anxiety, Spaceballs. These are all the most formative movies. Young Frankenstein, the most formative thing for my comedy career. So, and History of the World Part 1 came out in 1981. I've been waiting 40 years for the sequel.
It's maybe the longest period of time between the original and the sequel of all.
And the idea that
Did you tell him all this?
I have told him this repeatedly.
Does he hear it too much, you think?
I think he's happy to hear it.
He's okay with it?
Yeah, and it's me and Ike Barinholtz and his writing partner Dave Stassen and Wanda Sykes, and we've got an insane cast that we're about to start shooting.
What's it like, though, writing it with him?
I mean, it's to write with your hero is like it's unparalleled. It's like, I mean, you work with Norman Lear on the ABC specials, and to work with these men who formed your sensibilities, it's like it's a dream come true. And he's still funny. He's 95. He's still pitching jokes.
Really?
He's still so funny. And then at the end of, like, we'll be on a Zoom, like the first couple times I met him, we'll be on a Zoom and I'll be like, okay, Nick, I love you. And I'm like, you know? And then he came on with all of our writers and talked to all of our writers. And then he's like, all right, I love you guys. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. He's spreading the love. I guess when you're 95, you tell people you love them at the end of each conversation. Why not, right?
I know, true.
Just to be safe.
I know, and it is. It's like, it's truly like the highlight of my career to work with him.
I cannot imagine how much fun that must be.
It's great.
And I can't tell you how jealous I am that I was not invited to be a part of that. But I'll tell you off in the commercial.
Well,
when we come back, we're going to talk about Nick's very, very funny new show on Netflix. It's called Human Resources. Nick Kroll is with us. We'll be right back.
It's your birthday, baby. It's time for jubilation and butt stuff.
I'm 40 million years old, Connie. And what do I have to show for
But
it?
you got 2 shows on Netflix.
So what? Everyone's got a show on Netflix. I don't have kids. I don't have a steady partner. No offense.
Nope, none taken. I do not want a steady partner.
Yeah, steady partner. Yeah, that's stupid.
Hey, would a birthday make you feel better, Maury?
I mean, it wouldn't make me feel worse.
Oh, that gonna have to wait. Becca's in labor. I gotta bounce.
I guess I'll just suck my own then, like the loser I clearly am.
Human Resources.
Ripped straight from the headlines of my life, Jimmy.
I'd like you to meet someone from Make-A-Wish who's here with us tonight, Nick. Yes, this is our friend.
Hi, how
are you? Sorry about that.
Hi.
Yeah, she's older than she looks.
Okay, okay.
How many characters do you voice now?
I think I voice now between the two shows around 40 voices on the show.
40 voices.
Yeah.
How do you keep them straight? Do you have like a little tape you will listen to before you do it?
I honestly just, the weirdest thing is when I'm having various of them talking at once, like Maury will be like,
hey, Rick, what are we doing this afternoon?
Rick's like,
And then if I need to say something else,
then Nick will come through and then, and then Maury's like,
yeah, okay, that sounds like a good deal.
and Will is like, come on, what do you even need from me, Jimmy? I'm not like a circus puppet.
It's fun to listen to. Do you do this for the baby?
Yes.
Yeah.
The baby is so unimpressed
By your characters?
Yeah, I can tell already. Do you kids?
You know what you need to do? You need to introduce him to other dads, and he will see that you are a very, something special. Because he thinks, you're going through these books, you're doing this stuff, you're doing all these voices. Like, yeah, this must be what all dads do. And then, boy, is he in for a surprise.
Yeah.
First sleepover, your stock's going to go through a roof. Find a boring father.
Yes.
And there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah. Jimmy, would you like to come over?
I'll bring my rhino hood and we'll hang out. You have, in addition to doing many of the voices yourself, who's on the show? Celebrities on the show.
Oh, man.
Maya Rudolph is in the clip.
Maya Rudolph is part of the show as well. Keke Palmer, Adie Bryant, Randall Park, Rosie Perez. And this is like regulars.
Henry Winkler.
Henry
is in
Winkler
this too,
plays
right?
Keith from Grief, and we made him a sweater because if you ever meet or know Henry Winkler, he's always wearing like he is the embodiment of a cashmere sweater.
Yeah,
He's soft and warm and lovely.
Yes.
And then we have we have Helen Mirren, we have Hugh Jackman is on the show.
Well, Hugh is on, on your other show as well.
Yes.
He playing, you could say, I think
He's
now
a penis.
at this point.
Yeah.
He plays a penis, yeah.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, who plays a penis who resembles Hugh Jackman. Mm-hmm. And he had just had one line in that, or a quick little bit, and when we asked him to do it, he's like, great, and we had him recorded over his phone, and he was like, and he sent us the line, but he sent it to us like as Wolverine. And we were like, we don't want Wolverine, we want Hugh Jackman, we want Australian Hugh Jackman, and he re-recorded it for us, and then he had fun doing it, and we had him come back to be an addiction angel in human resources, and he's like an addiction angel. So he's talking in a way that we don't normally hear Hugh Jackman talking. Like we're recording him, and he's talking about he's like, and I need some wet wipes because I had a big night last night, and he's talking. So I'm sitting there with Max Silvestri, who wrote one of the episodes, and we're talking about being like, I can't believe we have Hugh Jackman talking about wet wipes. And then I was like, hey, Hugh, on the next one, can you say that you have wet wipes because of all the coke? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And then he does it, and it's amazing. And then but he's still Hugh Jackman, so we have him doing emotional stuff like writing these really romantic wedding vows, and all of us are just like in our, because we're doing it all over Zoom, we're all just like getting hot and bothered because you got Hugh Jackman. It just is. It's one of the most surreal things we've ever done.
It sounds very, very strange, and also, congratulations to Hugh Jackman for agreeing to be a penis, and now, really, he doesn't need to do that. He's Hugh Jackman.
And that's what I have to say. He's game. He's so game for everything.
If your name is Hugh Jackman, you want to steer clear from penis things in general.
Yeah.
Because you're so close to being a porn star just with that name.
I know. And yet he went straight for it, and that's what makes him a star.
That's what makes him one of the greatest imports to this country. Nick Kroll, the show is called Human Resources. It premieres March 18th on Netflix. Thank you, Nick. We'll be back with
Thanks,
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Mouth. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and this is The Internet. I made it myself. Hit subscribe if you like it.